Hello and welcome to another episode of the Perth to Paisley Podcast, a podcast dedicated to Heart of Midlothian Football Club. The Scottish Cup came to Gorgie in 1998, the year that I was born, and the last time that Scotland played at a World Cup before they head to America, Canada, and Mexico next summer. Joining me, Adam Kennedy, to briefly touch on the national team's success that unfortunately wasn't quite replicated by our club side, is Daniel McIver. McIver, it was shaping up to be a phenomenal week. It's still been a pretty decent week. But now the Jambo's unbeaten run is finally over. However, I'm assuming that you, of all people, aren't particularly surprised that that came to an end at Pittodrie, are you?
No, I'm not. As I said after the game, I genuinely think Hearts and Aberdeen should just come together at the start of the season and fully allow each home side in each fixture to have a 3-0 victory, because what's the point in getting travel fatigue and the potential injuries from games that are just going to end with the home team winning regardless?
I mean, team buses heading up there, heading down here. Like, yeah, there's costs to be saved
Yeah,
in this current financial climate.
exactly.
It's a complete and utter
100%.
waste of time.
My dad and my
Um,
brother went up and missed the first 25 minutes because of the rerouting of the accident in the road.
I
So
was going to say,
it's like,
I think when Hearts tweeted out that the A92 or whatever was experiencing congestion, I think everybody should have just turned around then, to be
yep,
honest, and
exactly.
saved themselves.
I had, by the
Um,
way, like the worst footballing weekend of the season because I was a Bristol Rovers goal away from £100 off £2. Callum
Sickener.
McGregor scores in the last minute of
Oh,
last
please,
minute,
please
and then
don't.
we get beat. So, in fairness, it's been pretty good weekends this season, so I was bound to have one. But
Yeah,
Christ, they really hammered it all in after easily the best moment I've had in international football, especially
amazing.
as someone who doesn't give a shit normally.
Of it, no, my fiance and I, we had her sister over from Canada,
Oh,
so
amazing.
I was watching our qualification for Canada, America, and Mexico with them, and I don't think they've seen a game like that. I
I
haven't.
think I've seen a game like that.
I was getting my eyes out come full title, just amazing. What an ending! So pleased for obviously Craig Gordon, Lauren
Ray Gordon's
Shankland,
interview was the moment I cried.
et al. So yeah, unbelievable game of football, and that's the Scotland way.
With a Hearts
But
player at both ends being the reason that we get through as well is just
well,
mad.
I mean, yeah,
Give Craig
let's
Gordon
be
his
honest.
due.
Yeah,
Just say he did
no,
shit. He made big
I,
saves.
he did. He's been excellent for Scotland.
Yeah.
I think over the break. I'm more meaning from Shankland because everybody's talking about the
Yeah, but that
McTominay
doesn't
goal.
matter.
Everybody's talking about the Tierney goal. Everybody's talking about the McLean goal. It's like Lauren Shankland did come off the
They're
bench
not focusing on the best goal in a lot of strikers finish right at
to
this point.
temporarily give us the lead for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, brilliant. Um, but what wasn't brilliant was the weekend because, as you say, we've had many brilliant weekends so far this season. Kind of making amends for the vast majority of the last campaign. But this wasn't one of them, as
No.
we'll come on to with our match. But before we talk about yet another Pittodrie defeat, we're going to go around the grounds. We were, of course, Sunday's sole fixture away to Aberdeen, with the other five taking place on Saturday, four of which were at 3 o'clock before Celtic late on. Um, you have been kind of banging the Falkirk
Yeah, I
drum.
knew where we were going with that
Um,
as soon as you started the sentence.
and fifth place Falkirk strengthened their grip on a top six spot with an impressive victory at Tannadice. However, I said last on our last episode, I was about to say last week, but on our last episode, I'm not having Yevgeny Kucherenko in goal. And oh my goodness gracious me, that could be the worst goalkeeper performance I have ever seen. With the Ukrainian playing a pivotal role in the Bairns beating United by 3 goals without reply. Um, Another man that you're keen on, besides John McGlynn, and I love John McGlynn, is Stephen Presley. But Elvis didn't do us any favours at Easter Road as Hibs defeated the D, basically destroyed the D, and perhaps 2-0 was rather flattering from a Dundee perspective. Motherwell picked up a first win at Rugby Park since February 2021, having gone six without a win against Killie and Ayrshire. Of course, that's the case right before they play us, but they are in action tonight as we record.
As long as they keep that going tonight, it's fine.
Against Aberdeen at Fir Park, but the Well winning 3-1 against Killie. And it's very, very seldom that I feel sorry for other teams within the Scottish Premiership. However, Livingston, you were talking about how pointless it is for us heading up north. What chance have Livy really got at Ibrox? Robbed away to Rangers as Livy were denied a Stonewall penalty in a controversial 2-1 victory for the Gers at Ibrox, let's just say. But that wasn't even the most annoying facet of the weekend, as in a week of late goals which benefited the national team, it wasn't Kieran Tierney that stepped forward for his club as well as country. Instead, it was Celtic captain Callum McGregor, who is, of course, retired from international duty. Nobody cares about that. But an absolute worldie helped the Hoops in the 95th minute in Paisley as they beat St Mirren by a sole goal. So we've got a 3-0 win for Falkirk, a 2-0 win for Hibs, a 3-1 win for Motherwell, a 2-1 win for Rangers, a 1-0 victory for Celtic, no draws, and then us. What did you make of the other five fixtures that all took place on, I was going to say a super Saturday, but really it was a depressing Saturday.
Yeah. I think I was actually too harsh on Falkirk. They're making even me look like an idiot just now. Just amazing. I'm so chuffed for them. I hope it continues. But
so do I.
Good God, Dundee United. What's going on?
Makes that draw at Tynecastle even more annoying, doesn't it?
I mean, in fairness, fair play to them after winning one each against us to come back down to earth with a bang against Falkirk at home.
And boy, did they come back down to earth with 3 bangs.
Yeah, just insane. Still love Jim Goodwin with all my heart, but Jesus Christ, what they did. And yeah, Kucherenko is just... He's making you pine for Mark Birighitti, which is saying everything, man.
They love a shit goalie, don't they, United? They really do. It had been going too well. Was it Richards, the boy last year, that was quite good?
Yeah.
They're back to kind of Kawashima and all these other jokers. Cherniak, do you remember him, the big
Pole? God, yeah.
They love a shit goalkeeper at Tannadice, and Kucherenko just looks like the latest of the collection.
Yeah. Who cares about Hibs? Who cares about Celtic? Because fuck
the rest
off.
Of them.
Yeah.
The Celtic thing. Like,
I just knew it was going to happen.
I know.
It was like, this is going to happen.
But you just, there's a part to you that it's like, okay, get to 70, get to 75, get to 80, get to 85. Please, come on.
I'm like, get to the full-time whistle, and then I'll believe it. So yeah, really annoying.
What a goal, but so annoying.
Rangers Livy is just like, it's insane. I also disagree with the narrative that's been shared in the last 24 hours about like, well, it rebounds off his thigh onto his hand. And it's like, that might be true. But at the start of this season, Willie Collum said that there was a higher chance that they'll be given as penalties, not the reverse. So
I mean, I'd love to hear the clarification, because again, I'm kind of with you. I think the only, and I say semi, but kind of semi-sensible argument is the proximity thing. But I mean, if that's not a penalty, then what is?
I also don't really agree with the proximity thing, because he's side on.
And it's an unnatural position. If it was in a perfectly natural position and it's proximity, then okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a stone waller. It's clear as day.
It's unbelievable. I did see a Rangers account speaking on Twitter this morning saying, like, going into in depth with data, basically being like, yeah, Danny Rowe has started very well, and personally, I think he will go on to do well. But like, they're massively outperforming their XG just now, and all their forwards, apart from Gassama, are doing nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. So eventually, they'll revert to the mean. At some
he's
point.
Annoyingly likable, Danny Rowe, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, I just think he's sound, and it's like, fuck off. Remember that time period where it was like Celtic and Rangers had Ange and Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, and it was like,
I was,
this is
I was just about to
annoying.
say,
They're
yeah,
both quite likable guys. This shouldn't be a
yeah.
thing.
Rangers have had some right dicks in charge since
Yeah.
then. Whereas, yeah, he's probably the first since GVB, arguably. Do you want some good news from Fir
Yeah.
Park? It's one,
No way.
yes, Tawanda Maswanise from the
Of
penalty
course,
spot.
I was going to say, is it Maswanise, the best player in the league?
I I don't know how many times he scored the opening goal, but I've seen him be first goal scorers at like 6-1, 7-1, like that. That might be worth keeping an eye on
Why
at the
would you
weekend.
mention that? Why would you say that?
But I think that'll take him clear of Shanklin now as top scorer.
So, perfect follow into the Killian Motherwell game because he scored two against Killian.
He
The
is a
opening was
killer.
there. He just looks great. He was very good against us at Tynecastle, obviously getting a goal there and an assist. Again, I quite like Motherwell's manager. I'm not just saying this because he's went up against Hibs, by the way, but like I do just think I find
It's
that
just
style of
bollocks to
football.
this, and he'll
Yeah,
play how he wants to play, and yeah,
100%. In fact, I just saw it was a penalty, by the way.
yes, yeah. I did
Um,
say for the penalty spot.
Oh, sorry. I was
You're
just
not
too
listening, no?
excited.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
too excited at the concept of Hibs conceding that
What
I was
chance have
just
you
like, I
got?
don't care.
Anybody want to switch out for the podcast host?
Yeah,
Hit me up.
exactly. It'll be 4-1 Hibs by the time we finish, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Kettlewell is going exactly how everyone predicted, just potentially even quicker than most people predicted.
I tell you what, because I couldn't believe that some Kelly fans were kind of accepting of the appointment.
Yeah.
Initially, everybody was kind of shunning it. Then
Mm.
they started really well after like 3-4 games, and everybody's like, "Oh no, willing to give him a chance." And now I think they're on their longest losing run
Was it like
since they were
6 games or
relegated.
something like
Six
that?
games.
Yeah,
I think the last time
we
they went
started
longer
it.
was 8 straight defeats. So and like I say, that was a season in which they were ultimately relegated. I don't think it will get that bad, but you
No,
can definitely see them being dragged into
but
a wee basement battle, can't you?
it does seem like it's one of those situations where they, in any other season, they would, but there's two teams that are worse than them.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see though. I mean, they might not get to the point where Kettlewell is still in charge in March and they could rebound. But Motherwell, I think it's just kind of what everybody had been saying at the start of the season, where everyone was like, well, you can see that it's going to start working eventually because they were playing so well. And now they're on a really good run that hopefully continues tonight.
I mean, I think if they win tonight, they move level on points with Hibs. Am I right in saying
Is
that?
that true? I've got the table in front of me so I can literally tell you. It's now 2-0.
Excellent news. Well,
This is.
is it excellent news ahead of the weekend?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are,
they're
by the
level on
way.
points with Hibs with a game in hand. So
Game in hand and only two goal difference differentiating them as well.
don't be mass when you say again, Elijah. Just it is with the.
He was also class
Um,
against us and all. Like,
I know
just
he was,
got really good players.
it was dropped. It was dropped to the weekend, so hopefully they drop him again this weekend.
Yep, here's hoping.
Um,
But yeah, a very annoying weekend in a lot of places for us, particularly Pittodrie.
yes, very much so. Derek McInnes making.
You might as well have fucking naked them.
I was about to say named, and then was going to say making, and then it became
I was
making.
going to say, I was like, how did you combine them?
He named two changes from the Hearts team that was held at home by Dundee United in that one each draw before the international break, like we said. Both of those coming in the back line, with Craig Halkett, of course, suspended, and Lauren Shankland unavailable through injury. There was a part of me that was thinking, have you been on the sauce all week, you little rascal?
Isn't he? I saw this week. Isn't he teetotal?
Shankland, is he?
I saw a thing that people were saying that image of him where he posted on his Instagram story, and people were like, well, that's like gin or something. And someone replied to it who knows him and was like, no, he doesn't drink.
Hmm.
So that might be complete and utter bollocks. That is not fact checked at all.
Absolutely no idea. I mean, I'm pally with one of Scotland's analysts, and he promised me that we'd go out for pints with Lauren Shanklin. So I don't know. Still waiting on the invite, Marky. Fucking hell.
He's been here for 3 years. What the fuck's happening? But yeah, that, as I say, he literally could have been 10 gins deep, and it could just be somebody being funny. But
and he earned it. Don't care. Like you do what you like.
And yeah, so it was on the Friday, he slipped on the Astro or something and strained his calf.
I don't want to give Richard Cobb too much credit in this podcast, but I did laugh when I saw his tweet saying, "Get ready for Capone and Bracken up front on Sunday,
Oh,
Dodry," and then he subsequently quote tweeted it going, "Oh no."
yeah. Not to also give him too much credit, he messaged me going, "Can you wait for Perth to Guadalajara next summer? We'll be there, not in
Decent,
person, but in spirit."
decent. Do not mind it. Going back to the Hearts changes,
Why?
Frank
I didn't want to speak about them because fuck me, I knew we were getting beat when that lineup came out.
McIver's mate Frankie Kent and Michael Steinbender
Oh,
entering a five-man defence as we opted to change shape. I
right, wait a
get
now.
so
Wait a now.
angry with
Wait
this
a
sort
minute.
of
Whoa, whoa,
stuff.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's speak about shape because you've been very
Oh,
vocal
I have.
about shape.
And do you know what? I don't care. People can come for me on Twitter. I stand by it. That's people name me two cases in the past, however many decent teams you believe there are amongst Europe's elite. You had one freak season with Leverkusen, and the other is Napoli. And let's be honest, the Serie A is not the best league.
You mean Inter?
Yeah, well, sorry, Napoli stroke Inter,
Aye.
whichever one
So
you want.
I
I'll
will
give you
say,
both because to
I
me it's bollocks.
I understand your point. I just did think when that person was like, "Well, what about two of the most not yeah, two of the most successful teams in recent years?" But when you compare them, they're like that Leverkusen team is one of the best teams ever now, like because of what they did. They did like a free thing, and it is I right a three at the back. How many times in the 216 episodes of this podcast have we had a discussion about a three at the back? It must be about
Countless.
214. So I don't want to go over old ground. My stance always is I'm fine with it as long as it actually benefits us and isn't being used to A, just to try and counteract an opposition team, and B, force players into positions they're not comfortable with.
Both of
This
which are
did both
applicable
of
here.
those things,
Yeah.
and that's why I was against it. I don't have
I
anything against a three at the back generally, as I know you do
I
more
hate
than me,
it.
you do. Because I think I do look at Leverkusen and Inter and Conte's Chelsea and numerous
But
teams that have.
Conte's Chelsea.
But this is what I
What are
mean.
you
Like
doing here?
teams that completely revolutionise the game, playing three centre halves with wing backs, and
Not for
I
me,
like
Clive.
that. I like that in terms of a style of football. But our squad is not built for that.
No.
By design by McInnes as well. Like it's not like McInnes is going, "Oh fuck, I wish I could play a three." It's like, no, you said you didn't want to play a three. You want to play a 4-4-2.
I I don't think McInnes is wholeheartedly culpable. I also think our failings came before him. And I mean, last season Gerald Taylor was playing at right back.
Yeah,
Like this isn't a new issue. We've spoken about Oisin McEntee and how we'd like to see him in the middle of the pitch or
yeah,
kind of elsewhere. Like he's not a right back. It's abundantly clear.
yeah.
And now we're asking him to play right wing back.
Yeah,
Like
we signed a centre mid to play centre half who's been playing right back, who played right wing back. So he was four positions removed from his actual position on Sunday.
and this is what annoys me. Like people will then I didn't see many criticizing McEntee, but if somebody was to then leap upon him, it's like it's not really his fault
Yeah,
if he's
what's
been
he
asked to
meant to
play in a
do?
particular. Exactly, he's
Yeah,
been asked to play a position that isn't his. Um, in terms of kind of the team, because again, like I looked at the names, I really do hate the way that we do our graphics in terms of the number, like the number order and that type of thing, because you're doing mental maths just trying to
who
work out
was
who's
it?
playing where.
Somebody this weekend posted a team lineup in a
It was
formation.
beautiful. I know exactly who you mean. But I can't
I
remember
can't
who it
remember the
was.
name of the team. It was like a
It was an
black and
English
white
team, was it
graphic or
not?
something like that. Yeah. And it was great. It was in like a four
It
two three
was.
one, and it was brilliant. Do
Actually,
that.
or was it maybe Motherwell? No, I can't remember.
Was it Motherwell? I'm going to find out if it
I
was
don't know.
Motherwell as you say
I can't
that.
remember. But I know what you're on about. It was the 4-2-3-1, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
they posted. But I I saw the array of names and was wondering who the hell is playing where. Um, I still don't know now what it was really.
It was a three. It was a 3-4-3 to match up against Aberdeen.
Because I thought it might be a 3-4-1-2 with Kizaridis in the
It
hole,
wasn't
but
Motherwell. I don't know who it
no.
was.
Um, Either way, Alexander Swallow continued in goal, despite Craig Gordon's heroics for Scotland recently. The new back three was Stuart Findlay, Michael Steinvender, and Frankie Kent. Harry Milne at left wing back, Oisin McEntee right wing back. McIver's shaking his head. The audio listeners, as I mentioned, Frankie Kent's name there.
We'll get to him in a bit.
Cammy Devlin and Big Tam Magnuson in the middle of the pitch. And you think it was Kizaridis on the left, Braga on the right, Kabori up front? Or Kabori on the right with Braga up front?
I think they
still
kind
don't
of
know.
I think
really
they interchanged.
care.
But when I saw it, I thought it was Kizzy in the 10. I thought
Yes,
it was Kizzy in the
so
10
did I.
behind Braga and Kabori. But then when you see it, and I was watching on Hearts TV and they flashed up the formation and they had it as a 4-3-3 with Kabori out on the right. But it was like a narrow sorry, not a 4-3-3, a 3-4-3. It was like a narrow front three. So you could make an argument that like all three of them are playing through the middle, but that isn't how it ever works. McInnes also said, by the way, against Dundee United that Kabori wasn't starting out on the right. He said he started through the middle. It's just that he was told to follow the left centre half, and the left centre half kept dragging wide. And I'm like, that's not true, Derek. He was playing out wide right. I watched that. I was there. He fucking played out on the right.
And again, if you've dropped 2 points at home in your last game, having done something similar, then why repeat the feat here? It doesn't make any sense. And even then, he brings Forrest on. I know that I'm jumping ahead here, but we've got wide options on the bench. I mean, I was going to go through it. Craig Gordon, Stephen Kingsley, Jamie McCart, Elton Kabangu, Christian Borchgrevink, remember him?
Yeah.
Blair Spittle, Alan Forrest, James Wilson, and Saba Kerjota. Like, I just don't... I don't understand what Kerjota's got to do, because I think he's...
That's the big one. That's the big one.
And from what we have seen, the small sample size... is it a case of that he's not performing in training? Like, I don't know. Alan Forrest could not have told you that he came on here because did nothing, albeit...
How many touches did he have?
The changes were late.
15 minutes too late.
But what did give me encouragement heading into the game was the big news from Aberdeen's perspective. They were without Jesper Karlsson, who had gone back to his native Sweden with a family issue. So I was fancying it up to a point, and I think that point was probably seeing the team. I know it's easy now to say it, but it's just, it was confusing in terms of why on earth are we matching a team that were 8th, 9th in the league, shape for shape, and we've seen the Kabori experiment on the right flank with he or Braga, either or, neither of which are a winger.
I do think Kabori more often than not played through the middle on Sunday. I do think he was the main number 9.
Well, most of the chances came to him, didn't they?
Yeah. Also, there, Alan Forrest had 4 touches when he came on, and he played 12 minutes. So, I would like to now mention, everything I'm about to say is not panic stations. I never thought we were going to go a whole season without getting beat. I especially just assumed we were going to get beat at Pittodrie. So, I also think if we play that game 100 times, we win about 80 of the 100 because of the amount of chances we created. We were the better side. They got a goal because of a stupid mistake. And it was just like, okay, it's one of the games. I found it, I wasn't annoyed. Well, I was annoyed at the action, but I wasn't like furious at the situation or the team or the performance or anything. I was just like, we just didn't get going. I think we tactically were set up wrong. One of the days.
Do you know, it's funny because I'm of this opinion now, but during it, I thought we were rubbish. I'm thinking,
as it was happening.
We don't deserve anything from today, but when you look back at the highlights, my God.
Yeah, you see the stats
chances
and everything as well.
Yeah.
I did think as soon as I saw the team that we'd got this wrong. I just thought, I think we should have played a flat 4-4-2, Kerjota starting on the right, Kizzy on the left, Braga and Kabori up front. Kerjota is the big one, but it's just like, what are we doing with them? Because it's not like you go, okay, we've signed this guy for the 3rd tier in Italy. He's like, he's never had fourth, Serie D, yeah. He's never played in anything like Scottish football. So yeah, slowly build him up, slowly build him up. And then whenever he does come in, you're kind of sat there going, okay, he's not looked amazing, but we'll get there. It's like every time he's played, he's looked quite good. And in one game he was influential in the main game that everybody cares about in the
Yeah.
derby. So I
That
don't
that
understand
that you
him.
felt as though it was going to be his
His
turning
mo
point.
it was like,
Yeah,
this is it.
and right, okay, like there's a
He's
key
arrived.
contribution. Let's see
Yeah,
what he could do from the start or whatever. Like
100%.
I'm kind of looking back at that Dundee game and going, well, why was that?
Why did he
Why was
not
that
come
not?
on? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like other times to feature, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
So
just really strange.
I don't think it needs to be panic stations. I think we were all right in the
Oh,
game. It's just one of them.
absolutely
But
not. Jesus, McIver, you look at how bad we were last season. If you'd have said to me in the summer, you'll go into the last week of November
yeah,
unbeaten, having beaten all of Aberdeen, Hibs, Celtic, and Rangers, you'd be, what, were we, like 4 points clear, 7 points clear, whatever the hell it was. I'd have snapped your arm off
you
for
wouldn't have
that.
believed it. It would have been
No,
like,
I'd have
ha
thought you'd
ha
have been on
ha.
crack.
Yeah, what's the actual scores? But with all of that being said, we are so far beyond guys like Frankie Kent.
Oh, I think this exposed kind of the doubters in terms of if we are here to stay this season.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
in terms of our starting 11, people could argue that it's as good as one of the old
Yeah,
firms
it's
currently.
pretty much bulletproof.
But when you're turning back to the bench,
Yeah.
that
It's
that's the
And
difference.
listen, I know that people think I use Kent as a scapegoat here. And with everything I said in the immediate 48 hours after it, people were going, why are you blaming him for the loss? And it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm just specifically speaking about something that I've said for 18 months now, that I do not think it's a coincidence. The moment Frankie Kent comes out the team, we go 16 games unbeaten pretty much and cut out largely avoidable goals. I'm not saying Frankie Kent's bad at football.
I
I'm not even saying he's a bad centre half.
I was actually going to say I genuinely didn't think he was that bad.
But
Besides the goal.
this is exactly the thing. Because yeah,
Okay,
I agree with you. I think he was generally in the game
he
pretty
was
solid.
decent
He
enough. Yeah.
wins most things in the air from a defensive perspective. He's generally all right with the ball at his feet. But for me, if you do that, but the one caveat is, oh yeah, but he's the reason we lost the goal and therefore the game. I'm like, well, then the ends don't justify the means for that because,
Yeah.
and I
It's
know,
essentially undoing all the hard
yeah,
work
I don't care that
with the
he's
rest
like
of his
all right for the rest
performance.
of his game and he's got 8
Yeah.
out of 9 aerial duels won. It's like, oh, is the reason we concede because he makes another mistake? Well, then,
No,
and
I
when
get
Jamie
that.
McCart sat on a bench as well, like
I
just staring.
I also don't think he's solely responsible for the goal, as we'll come on to a bit.
100, yeah, definitely not. But just the game, when I saw the lineup, I went, this just doesn't feel like the team we've watched all season.
And 2 minutes in, if you'd have said to me who was top of the league and who was the team that were currently embroiled in the bottom six, I would have thought that you'd have got muddled up because the first chance falls the way of the hosts. Dimitar Mitov punts up the park. Stuart Finlay does intervene before Alexandros Kizaridis is dispossessed. The Dons play a couple of passes. The ball eventually breaking for Topi Keskinen. The Finn comes forward, slips it out to Stuart Armstrong. His initial left-footed effort is blocked by the aforementioned Frankie Kent. Comes out to Dylan Lobban, but the Reds' right wing back slides a tame left-footed effort into the gloves of Alexander Schwallow. However, the disappointment for me first half is probably that I say most of, essentially all of our quote-unquote chances or opportunities come from set pieces. The first of which, 10 minutes, Stuart Finlay connects with an Alexandros Kizaridis free kick. He scored in the reverse fixture at Tynecastle, but he slides one past Mitov's post here that it's just a really awkward kind of contact
Yeah.
because he tries to catch it on the volley and it looks like he's got his boots on the wrong feet. I mean, I think he's offside anyway, but we obviously know that he's capable of much better than the effort that he produces.
I do think the big thing that you said there at the end, it's made you feel a lot better about it because he is offside. So you're
Yeah.
like, okay, even if he scored it, it would have been disallowed.
And even for him, he's probably going, "Oh, thank God for that."
Yeah, 100%. By the way, Hibs is now down to 10 men with Grant Hanley being sent off.
Excellent news. Life. I wondered why you were frantically looking there. Life gets better and better. This is great. Till
Um,
we're beat by Motherwell the weekend. A rampant Motherwell.
or Hibs come back to win 3-2 with 10 men.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're right, though. It just didn't. Again, it's kind of what I was saying. Like, so much of the game, it just didn't feel like the team we've been seeing. I think you saw Kabore and Braga missed Shankland a lot. And, like, Laurie made the point on commentary. It felt like Braga forgot he wasn't playing with Shankland because he would, like, let's be honest, Shankland can't run. So there was times where Braga had a chance to slip in his partner, but was thinking, oh, well, if I do it now, Shankland's never getting on the end of that. And it's like, no, we've got a fast man up
Raise
front
your
now.
head.
Like, just look at who is with you and play him in. And then it was like 10 minutes later, he got another chance and was like, all right, okay, I'll just do it now. And it's like, no, wait. This guy isn't good enough to be there yet, like Shankland would be. So
Oh,
the
Motherwell,
fact that
boy.
we just had to be limited to set pieces a lot of the time. And listen, we are set piece FC. I'm not that fussed about that. But just generally, it was like, and I know, listen, the conditions did not help it at all. Like,
Oh,
it was a
it looked
nightmarish
rubbish.
game.
But it's for both teams, and they ultimately cope better with that.
But I don't know if they necessarily cope with it, considering at home they had 2 shots on target.
Oh, listen,
I think they got their goal and went, fuck trying.
oh,
Fuck this.
they were rubbish, but ultimately they took
Yeah,
their one of their
exactly. Yeah,
two
it's just
chances,
yeah.
and we didn't. That's all it comes down to. You mentioned set pieces. I did laugh at kind of Rangers fans slewing their new set piece coach that had worked wonders at Lincoln City, and then at the weekend they take the lead with, you guessed it,
Yeah.
a set piece.
Yeah.
And another free kick brought another opportunity for us on 16 minutes. Kizaritis opts to take, as opposed to Harry Milne. Swings in a ball which is flicked away by my public enemy number one, Mats Knuster. I fucking hate him. It drops for Claudio Braga at the back
I
stick
don't even
too.
know who he is. How have you got that much
The
venom
big
towards a
centre
man I
half.
don't know exists?
It drops for
Oh, did
Braga
he get
at the
booked?
back stick. Yes, I think he does eventually. But
Right.
every single time he goes down like a sack of spuds. I'm like, you're a centre half. You can't be short. Look at the size of you, and honest to God, mate. It was like any form of touch, and he's instantly on the deck, and then he's pulling up a cramp allegedly towards the end of the game. Yeah, fucking honestly, drops for Braga at the back stick, volleys towards goal. Nicky Devlin blocks. Keskinen can't quite clear. The ball deflects off Cammy Devlin and therefore into the path of Harry Milne. And our left back, as you said, pops up on the right wing, but smashes his effort off the crossbar. I, it's it's a good chance. I don't think it's quite as. He should score. He should score.
He should. I also think this would be disallowed, by the way, for an offside in the build-up.
Oh, you think so? What?
As
Braga
the
or
ball's
Milne?
crossed in. Not Milne. I think it actually might be Finlay again. It's either
Maybe.
Finlay or Braga. It might be Braga, though. As the ball comes in, I think Braga's offside. So maybe it would have been disallowed. But yeah, Milne, I think he sees Mitov coming and goes, oh, I need to lift it, as opposed to just hitting it. So he
And
gets under
Mitov
it.
does rush out and kind of close the angle down pretty well.
100%.
I do rate Mitov. I
So
like
do
him
I.
as a goalkeeper.
I think he's a good goalie. But it was just, I think this chance kind of summed up the game for us. It was just frustrating.
Absolutely. And then Harry Milne takes a corner on 24 minutes, a deep one, which Stuart Finlay connects with, headers across goal. Claudio Braga then headers back into the centre before your mate Frankie Kent, seemingly
Right.
with the goal at his wake, nods straight at Mitov from just a few yards out. So you've passed up the Milne chance. This is now a great opportunity. And boy, are there a couple more in the second half that somehow we do not take.
What is the point in sending Frankie Kent up for corners and offensive free kicks? Genuinely, what's the point?
If you don't meet him, is it just because of Finlay's track record this season that he is therefore seen as the primary target here?
I don't know, but no. I am saying the complete opposite thing to you. I am
What
saying
are you saying?
Frankie Kent is hopeless at offensive things. So don't send him up. Just he can stay back. There is
But
no point.
oh, right. Yeah.
He's never
I,
going to
I
score.
I don't think Michael Steinvender's got that in his locker either. I mean, he's only scored one header, I think, for us. Was it
Yeah, maybe not.
Rangers?
And
Steinvender.
I know the irony is that he literally scored in the last game we were at, right? But Frankie Kent has scored 3 goals for us, and he should have had at least double digits with the amount of chances he's had for corners or crosses into the box generally. Aim anywhere else, and it's
And
in.
it's surely a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is virtually straight at Mitov. Shortly after that, Braga receives from Kent and sprays a wonderful crossfield pass into Kabore's path. It's just a heavy first touch.
Aye.
And again, it's pounced upon by Mitov as he clutches onto the loose ball. Kabore is an interesting one. You mentioned him trying to get in behind and whatever else. I felt really sorry for him here because
Yeah.
I don't think there was any connect from kind of the midfield quartet, and I include Milne and McEntee within that because of how ineffective Kizarides was. I don't know
Yeah.
what position he was trying to occupy. Again, there was times where it would come out to him on the left hand side, and you're looking at him to kind of get at Nicky Devlin and try and put balls in behind, but it just didn't really happen that way. And again, as much as there's kind of these opportunities that arise on the left hand side, you then think, right, okay, well, let's see you drift centrally, try and get on the ball, try and look to make things happen, play that killer pass. Didn't do that frequently enough for me either.
Nah, Kizzy was just really off it. And I give him the benefit of the doubt where it is just that I don't think he knew where he was meant to be playing half the time.
No.
But I thought, to try and focus on some positives, I thought Kabori was quite good, just that he wasn't getting enough service.
Like, but Barry's cutting edge and the lack of service that he
I was
got.
going to say, in the
Yeah.
second half, he misses the 2 big chances.
Yeah.
Well, 2 of the 3, because there's 1 for another individual. But
Oh my God, I forgot about that one. I've got it written down here because I did the prep yesterday, but I'm so angry at this chance.
So I think some people will go, nah, he was shite because he missed the 2 big chances. But I genuinely thought he was getting himself into good positions. But the amount of times he was throwing himself to the ground in frustration that he hadn't been given the ball. And I was just kind of like, yeah, I get it, mate. You've scored fucking 100 hat tricks or something for your international team. And you're not getting a pass. So,
What
yeah.
about, what about the instance that drops to Braga second half and he just runs over and smashes the crossbar?
It's mad.
And then he goes to smash it again, and then I think he falls and stumbles into
Yeah.
the net. I'm like, this boy's an absolute nutcase. I love him. He's just,
Yeah, I
he
love
causes
him as well. I
carnage.
just think he's good. I know I was going to say he's going to have a game where he scores a couple. He literally already has. But I mean, when he gets into a run, I can see him like having a run of 5 games where he scores every single game, and he's just on fire.
Just wasn't used effectively here.
Nah.
But
Stop playing him on the right.
But in saying that, the chances that he does get, he can't quite take. However, speaking of chances, a nice move from the hosts on 25 minutes sees Aberdeen come forward shortly after that slack Kabore touch. They work it out from left to right with Sheesh.
Yeah.
Again,
I think we should call him Auyachichi, which is way better. But I think it is Aushish.
Yeah, I struggled with this on the opening day as well. Let's go with
Auyachichi.
Auyachichi.
It's way better.
Auyachichi feeds Lobin out on the right. Armstrong plays a give and go with the aforementioned Auyachichi
Yeah.
on the edge of the area before he receives and balloons a left-footed effort high and into the stand behind the goal. And then 7 minutes before we get to the interval, a lovely scoop pass, it has to be said, from Dante Polvara sets Topi Keskinen free from the Hearts defence. The Finn receives his initial pass, deflects off Frankie Kent, just bounces back at his feet. Nobody bothers to close him down. And what makes it so annoying is the fact that probably Carlson would play in his place. But the winger then slides beyond Schwallow, who's left with no chance. It's Aberdeen 1, Hearts 0.
It's a good finish, but again, just battering that drum. Another
Michael
preventable
Steinvender,
goal.
just fucking get out there.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, Steinvender could do better. Finlay, when the shot comes in, kind of seems to like cower away from it, so could do better. But
Finley's over the other side, to be fair.
Yeah, that's
and
what I mean.
he's trying to come over.
yeah,
Like the bounce of the ball, like a
Can't
great
just get
finish,
rid of
don't
it.
get me wrong.
It's a really good
Yeah, just
finish.
fucking get rid. Or if you can't get rid, get out and stop it at source.
Do something. Don't just do what you usually do and not be and just not be good enough. Basically, we finished that game with Spittle, Forrest, and Kent and Wilson
Oh,
for some reason on the
I'll come
pitch,
on to the substitutions.
and
Don't
I
worry about
just
that.
was like, "Oh my God, I'm getting Vietnam flashbacks of last year."
That's what I was going to ask you in terms of kind of entering halftime a goal down. Were you surprised at the lack of changes during the break?
I
Would
couldn't
you made
believe it.
any
I would have made
in the
three.
in? Okay, who would have been your three?
I would have changed shape. I would have
Again,
went to a 4-4-2. Yeah, I would have went to a 4-4-2, and I would have got Kent, McEntee, and who else? I would
Steinbender.
have brought on McCarthy, Jota, and Borchgrevink. So who else would I have to have taken off?
One of the centre halves, surely. Steinbender, no.
Steinvender, I guess.
And go
Even
a
though I
flat
didn't think he
back
was that
four.
even bad. Yeah, back four, Milne,
Because you have
Finlay,
Milne, Finlay.
McCart. But even, fine, never mind McCart. Just move Steinvender across. And then it's Finlay and
Yeah,
Steinvender, Borchgrevink, Jota, Magnuson, Devlin, Kizzy, Braga, Kabori. I would have just done that. I thought we would do something. But we didn't
yeah.
do anything until the 75th minute for some
Bizarre.
mental reason.
But just you wait because there's a couple chances before that. Arguably our best chance of the entire
Arguably.
afternoon. Well, it is. I'm
It's our
trying.
best chance.
I'm trying to be kind because I want to like Magnuson,
I
even
do.
though I'm on the fence. I think he's been good when he's came off the bench for these wee
Aye,
cameos.
starting is maybe no as good.
Starting, he's not been
We
at
just
it for
miss
me.
Benny.
Oh my God, I love him so
It was the ultimate game
I
that
miss him.
showed how
Our deficiencies
Devlin
without that spine.
how Devlin and Benny operate as a three-man midfield despite being a two-man midfield. And with
Yeah.
Magnuson, you suddenly went, oh yeah, this is what every other football fan has to deal with. And you have to, if you want a three-man midfield, you have to play three in the middle. Because normally we can play two and it's like a three.
Uh,
He's out till
and
Christmas, by the way.
yeah, I'll be stunned if he's back before Christmas.
I know.
Magnuson, Magnuson can't play that pass that Benny Maringame can play. That's just the bottom line. Cammy Devlin can't either.
You can't win
The
the ball
occasional
back.
one that drags us up the park, or the occasional one that's out to a winger,
I think
to a
Devlin
centre
can.
forward.
I think Devlin can.
Not
My
frequently
issue with
enough.
Benny
Not as
not being
frequently
here
as
was that
Benny
we just
can.
had no control.
No, no.
That's what Benny brings for me.
But we spoke about Magnuson. Kizaridis is freed down the flank by Kabori, who recovers again after another poor first touch. The Greek drives at Lobban, shifts inside onto his right foot. He drives at goal. It deflects out wide for Claudio Braga to rescue, and he then hooks across into the centre. The Portuguese didn't have his finest hour at Pittodrie, but this is a cross that is on the money
Yeah.
for Tam Magnuson, who heads straight at Mitov. It's a poor header, and one which, if you're watching Sky's coverage, Derek McInnes certainly was not impressed with. You know that I love when you see
You
managers
just
on the
like,
sideline do the classic, yeah, and then it just see him throw his arms up in the air, just like fucking lambasting it, and that was me. That was literally me. I
yeah.
did the exact same sequence of events as the gaffer because what an opportunity it is, and one which again we pass up.
I think you're actually being quite kind by saying he headers it because it kind of just hits his head. Because by headering it,
I
it
do think there's some
implies
form of intent, but not enough power.
it implies force moving in a direction. Just
The lamppost just stands and it
yeah,
deflects off
he
him.
kind of just rises and doesn't move and then goes back down. Yeah, I think every single Hearts fan and neutral probably does the like head in motion as it happens, but no, just so shit, so shit.
You mentioned the substitutions, but on 65 minutes, Stuart Armstrong sends in a free kick, which Hearts can't clear. Breaks for Polvara on the edge of the area, but the American blazes over the bar and into the Ultras Aberdeen. And then eventually come the long-awaited changes, two of which
15
are made.
minutes too late.
two of which are made on 73 minutes. Blair Spittle and Christian Borchgrevink on for Michael Steinwender and Oisin McEntee, with Jamie McCart also replacing Stuart Finlay, who appears to be goosed as well. So that's
No, he's fine.
fantastic.
So
Oh, is he?
he got an injection today in his
Excellent
ankle
news.
because a scan was like, there's no actual damage. The
Uh,
scans, there was multiple scans today, right? As we record this. Shankland's
Okay.
showed that there's no physical damage and he's fine. Finlay's showed that there's no physical damage, but he needs an injection. Aju's out until the new year because he's tore
Excellent.
his tendon.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna sound really harsh, but I I think the Finlay one. I think Jamie McCart's a bit of a like for Stuart Finlay.
I would
I, I
agree.
I don't think he's as good as Finlay. Don't get me wrong, but
I would also agree.
I think that's one where you don't quite notice the fall off in quality
Yes,
as you
that's
would
fair.
as you would in other positions.
I cannot wait
I
for
like
Craig
both.
Halkett to come back.
I do like both. It will be nice to see Craig Halkett back.
Can I just say, there is a
I've
part
got a
of me,
full
right?
I've got a full 180 here. I
There's
know
a
what you're
part
gonna
of me
say.
that
I know
is,
what you're gonna say.
it is slightly like masochistic, where I was like, yes, we're missing Halkett. Kent's shite. This proves my point was right for the last 18 months when you were like, Kent's better than him. No, he fucking isn't.
I mean, to be fair, we had a massive sample size from Frankie Kent and a tiny one from Craig Halkett to play with, but now he's back in the fold and he's fit and firing.
Kent clearly had a
Um,
fluke of a season where everybody else around him was shit.
no, no, we were carried by Lauren Shankland, is what
Yeah,
happened.
exactly. Yeah. We were carried by a talisman whilst the competition around us fell away completely, and we were like, "This guy, this Essex guy, is great." No, he's no.
It's amazing what happens. Amazing when a 30 goal a season striker gets you.
Yeah,
But yes, I do concede it will be nice to have Craig Halkett back. Can I just say, some of his six bookings as well have been harsh for Halkett to be
it's
out.
mad. Some
It's
of them
fucking
definitely got a
nonsense.
booking for winning the ball. By the way,
Oh
we've
my
no mentioned
God.
it because it wasn't a big thing.
I'm not being funny. Of all the challenges he made, that was probably the one that was
It
the
was the best
cleanest.
one.
Like, fucking hell. I forgot all about. I'd honestly forgotten all about that. I'm glad you brought that up because
So
it is
that until we started speaking about
fucking
booking.
annoys me. Swear.
Frankie Kent at one point passed the ball out of play unchallenged. Sorry, that's also just came into my head.
Oh, and I spoke about Kabori ending up in the net. This happened on 75 minutes. The Hearts back four all have a touch with substitute Christian Borchgrevink eventually looping over the top. Can I just say, thought he was good when he came on.
He
Borchgrevink,
actually looked all right.
he looked good.
Apparently, he's only allowed to play against Aberdeen, but he looked all right.
So we'll see you in like fucking February or
February.
March or whatever it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
Lovely touch from Kabori before it drops down to Braga, who looks to get a few stabs at it. His initial effort saved by Mitov. It ricochets off Jack Milne. And then you think that Braga's going to get there, but the centre back just recovers and nicks it off
Milne
his
does
toes
really well.
and
There,
it goes
Milne
behind for a
does
Hearts
really
corner.
well.
He was good,
Aye.
Jack Milne, wasn't he? That was one that I was impressed with. I have to say,
I wasn't very impressed. Is it that you've mentioned him a couple of times? That Dobbin.
Knuster,
No.
young Lobin, the
Lobin,
right
sorry.
wing back.
I didn't think
Yeah.
he was that good. I kept thinking he was getting rude. And then everybody after it, all those Aberdeen fans were like, look how great he is. I was like, really?
That's just because he's a youth academy graduate. They love pushing that up there.
Oh, is
I
he?
mean, I saw people say for Jack Milne for Scotland. I'm
I
like,
did see, I will say, because I saw that.
fucking calm down.
I saw that when it was like,
But you're
it should be in
eighth
the
in
head
the
of Grant
league.
Hanley.
Oh my God!
Now,
I
the
mean,
last
is that Steve Clark,
the last 48
who
hours has
selected him
not
for
helped
60
the argument, though.
But Steve Clark selected Grant Hanley about 60 times for Scotland, as if he's just going to go, yeah, thanks for your qualification, Grant, but catch you after. You stay at home, and
But you've just been
I'll
sent
take
off against Motherwell, so cheery bye.
I'll take this young whippersnapper who's amazing for the eighth best team in Scotland and registered one of the worst performances of all time in Athens against AEK as they were trounced.
I did see
6-0.
people sharing the like fought mob
Fucking-
rating.
Exactly, got something like a 4.5. It's like, how
Yeah.
can you be that bad? But he was good. He was good against us. So what does that?
He was
what does
very
that tell
good.
you? What does that tell you about us? On 76 minutes, the corner that I mentioned after it was nicked off Braga's toes is gathered by Mitov from Kizarides. Thought our set piece delivery was pretty poor
Yeah,
actually.
it was.
Particularly second half. I think there's a different kind of pressure that stems in when you're
Yeah,
chasing the game.
totally.
A couple ones first half were decent. Like I say, the chances came for them, but second half when you're chasing, I think it just is that added element of pressure. But Mitov balls it out to Jensen, who slips it forward to Keskinen, who swivels, searches for Armstrong. He finds Polvara, who slips it to Alchiche. Is that what you said,
How you
Thomas?
cheat she?
Alchiche, the Frenchman,
Let's
cuts
just keep
inside.
making it more extravagant as we go on.
Oh, Shisha.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we'll end. Oh, that's the best one. That's the best one by a mile.
The Frenchman cuts inside, slices wide with a poor effort, following what looked at a promising chance for the Dons to double their lead. Awushisha was actually pretty good on the afternoon. I thought,
It
but
was. Aye.
we made him look like his compatriot Zinedine Zidane.
Yep.
81 minutes. Skipper for the day, Cammy Devlin rolls a free kick out to the left towards Kizaridis, falls to Frankie Kent, who guides it into Cabore's path. And the Dons fans in Rosehead, the ball might have hit your head. That's Cabore. An absolute shocker here.
No, that's the worst thing you've ever done. Which is saying something.
I was going to say, I have one of these a week now. Who are you
Exactly.
kidding?
Yeah, just that's the big miss, and it's like he just snatches at it. He just snatches at it. Gutted. By the way, main focus of the day, he was our best player by a mile because he's been our best player every single week. Delighted that we can now say Cammy Devlin captained Hearts to get. I know it's a fucking game we lost, but who gives a shit? He'll captain us again, hopefully. Sign a new deal for the love of Christ.
You just worry that World Cup season.
Exactly.
I
He
think
keeps
it's
getting,
on for
he keeps
Australia.
jetting off halfway around the world and never playing a minute.
I know. The big worry. I don't know. I'm fairly confident he'd sign a new deal, but
I've taken it at gospel that you said to me on this show you think he's done it. So if he doesn't,
no,
the podcast is over.
I don't know either way. I hope that he has.
You have
but
personal connections.
I know absolutely nothing.
I think you're his agent.
I wish I was. Jesus, we're flying out to America and Mexico and Canada.
Damn it, you're playing for free. You pay the club to pay, alright? It's the only way I could make it work, mate.
Coming out of his own pocket. Imagine that. He's travelled halfway around the world to play for absolute diddly squat and he's ended up losing money. Brilliant. Kizaridis shanks a left-footed effort well wide of the mark on 82 minutes after Cabore wins possession from my mate Nooster. You said it, like, we didn't have Shankland. We're looking at Braga. I said he didn't have his finest hour. We're looking at Kizaridis, who I think's been poor since the Celtic game. And then on 86 minutes, two substitutions,
oh my God,
baffled me. Off come Thomas Magnuson and Claudio Braga for Alan Forrest and James Wilson, who have just been out in the cold. And I'm thinking, you've got Elton Kabangu, who's come on this season at times and I think looked quite good, has got us over the line in games. Kajota, you mentioned, the assist for Halkett in the derby, has shown glimpses here and there. But everybody knows that James Wilson needs a loan move. I don't get the fact that we've defrosted him pretty much since the League Cup group stages and now decide to just chuck him on here. And Alan Forrest, like I say, I honestly forgot that he was playing. I was expecting something, some form of kind of impact, like fresh legs off the bench, but again, it just didn't happen. It didn't arise. Nothing came of it.
I was watching on TV. My dad and my brother were there, but I was watching on Hearts TV, and I'd heard, like, I wasn't properly paying attention at this point. I was speaking to somebody on my phone, like I was texting someone, and I'd heard Laurie say like something about Kajota, and when there was subs made, Wilson comes on first, then Forrest. So Wilson comes on, and I out loud went, okay, that's weird, Wilson, but right, come on then, Saba. Because suddenly Forrest was just running on. I was like, what are we actually doing? Because the Wilson one is insane. It's absolutely mental. Especially because we then just started going long ball to him. Like, what are you doing?
That's kitchen sink time then.
Yeah,
though,
exactly.
That's just out of sheer desperation. But it's like he's not even had a sniff
Yeah.
at all. And I know that people will argue because you're not dropping Shankland or Braga,
Yeah.
you'll therefore leave a Cabango and Kabori on the bench. That's fine, I get it. But if he's not going to play, it's doing nobody any favours. He has to go out on loan.
Yeah.
Whether that's to St Johnstone with a cooperation agreement, whether that's to another championship team. I'd
The
even
St
think
Johnstone
like,
one makes the most amount of sense in the world because we can just get him back at any point if we need him.
yeah, but even like, could a Livingston benefit from James Wilson potentially
Yeah, I
going there
don't
on
know.
loan? Martindale likes Macaulay Tate. He seems to play him a heck of a lot. So I don't know. There's competition up front for Livy. I get that. Um, Dundee's not. He's not placing Simon Murray. Like,
And that's a lot of pressure to go into suddenly be
yeah.
like, you now have to be the reason we don't get
But mind
relegated.
you, I mean, St Johnstone's form recently has fallen off a cliff. So again,
Yeah, true.
that's more pressure. I mean, they obviously lost to Thistle. I don't know how they're getting on against Dunfermline tonight, right enough. But I, I don't know. But ultimately, it's a good pressure to have
Yeah, that's the pressure you want as
if
a
he's hunting
striker.
down a league and seals
Yeah.
promotion. I mean,
Um,
for his young career, if he scored the goal to say send St Johnstone up, like that would just
yeah.
be unbelievable for him.
Aidan Fitzpatrick has put Thistle 1 0 up, by the way, against
There you
Dunfermline.
go.
And I
Nope, Harry
fucking hate
Rags.
Dunfermline, so
I
come
do.
on. And my great granddad was a Partick fan, so come on.
I don't.
Um,
I don't mind the Harry Rags, but now I've got this affiliation with St Johnstone through the cooperation agreement. I don't care who wins the league. If they both
now
go
I've
down to
got this affiliation
no,
with St
trust me.
Johnston.
So do you know Pavel Kennedy on Twitter?
Yeah.
So I'm in a group chat with him, and he and I just strike up this cooperation agreement pattern. It's a brotherhood, mate. It's a brotherhood.
Kennedy Cooperation
The
Agreement.
Kennedy cooperation agreement between Perth's finest and Edinburgh's finest. What a couple of football clubs.
That's the
Um,
worst. That's the worst thing you've ever said. I now have an affiliation with St Johnstone.
with St
You hate
Johnstone.
them. Out of
I
everybody I
actually
know,
do.
you
I do.
fucking hate
No,
St
I hate
Johnstone.
McDermott Park. I don't like St
Yeah,
Johnstone's
fair.
club. Fucking hate McDermott Park. It
Um,
is the worst ground in the
but
country.
yeah, Kabangu should have come on. I don't. I,
100.
I don't know if he would have scored, but I think he would have done better than Wilson did.
Do you think McInnes is having Cabangu?
Well, I
Because
saw a thing that it was
I
like he's
changed
got
my
a
mind on it
move.
frequently.
I saw a thing on Twitter yesterday that it was like Kabangu's getting a move, so they dare want to get him hurt.
To
No idea. I also don't believe it because what a weird time for like November to come up where it's like he's got a move going.
particularly when you've just signed permanently and you signed, what did he sign in the summer?
A 3-year
Contract?
deal, I think.
Yeah. Good one.
I don't know if McInnes likes him because yeah, there's times like this where you go, well, of course he doesn't, and then you go, oh, he brought him on against both sides of the Old Firm and Hibs to
Exactly.
like fix shit.
And he fucked shit up. Like
Yeah,
only he
exactly.
can.
Especially against Rangers, he was really good.
He was brilliant
Um,
at Ibrox. He was really good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they got 7 minutes added on, by the way.
Because fucking Knuster was down with cramp for half of it.
Oh, is that who that is?
Fucking.
Right.
Oh my god.
That was
Oh,
when
mate.
Devlin got booked. That
I'll
was.
tell
I
you.
hate the cunt and all.
Oh,
Fuck him.
there's a newfound hatred because I was amazed that I saw Graham Shinnie on the bench. So I'm thinking, right, well,
Yeah.
I can't lambast him for the 90 minutes. Kevin Nisbet obviously came off the bench as well, so there was nobody really that I properly detested within that Aberdeen starting 11, bar maybe Stuart Armstrong.
But
And
now
then
you've got one.
And now this Canuster, I tell you, he's gonna
This
get-
is what I love. This is how petty football fans are. He had cramp, and that's it now. For the rest of the time, we'll hate this guy.
It's not even necessarily his cramp, but just falling like a sack of spuds. I'm like, fucking get up. Maybe
The man
be a
who-
command the defender. You fucking arsehole.
The man who now loves St Johnstone Football Club is targeted
If
Aberdeen.
he ends
centre-half.
up, if he ends up at St Johnston,
That's
that
it.
cooperation agreement that'll be disbanded.
That's when he says just come off for Motherwell and I'm sad.
Okay, well they're against 10-man Hibs, so how bad
Don't.
could it be?
Why would you say that? What are you doing?
Ah, to be fair, with the Motherwell keeper, what have I done here?
Exactly. What
Oh,
are you
no.
doing?
In before he makes a mistake.
But yeah, I wasn't that angry at the end of the game because I kind of just was like, well, that was always going to happen. On to Motherwell.
I mean, even our chances towards kind of the end.
Jesus.
Kent heads over a Kazaridis free kick as hard
Shocked. Frankie Kent doesn't get a ball on target. I can't believe it.
However, I'm surprised that you didn't bring out the fact that Kabori was clattered
Oh my
by
God, I
Dimtramitov
forgot about this.
from that
Yeah,
free kick.
that's a
And it's like,
penalty.
of course it is, but
Yeah.
nothing given. Shot
Yeah.
corner. Kabori then can't capitalise on a slack Nicky Devlin back pass. He shoots straight at Mitov. And then our last chance in 97 minutes. A lovely touch from Christian Borchgrevink, who, like I say, thought was really good when he came on. Sees him escape the attention of Leighton Clarkson. Receives from James Wilson. Links up with Kizaridis. Crosses. But Wilson's header is a kind of unorthodox one, and it's up and over the top. And ultimately, that's all that she wrote. Aberdeen 1, Heart Midlothian 0.
Still top of the league, 4 points clear, 9 points clear of third. It's all right.
It is.
When we get beat this weekend, then it can be panic stations.
But I think this is a gentle reminder of how far we've still got to go. How far we've come, yes, but still how far we've got to go. And I see people talking about that the Old Firm are basket cases, that it's not the best Celtic and Rangers teams that they've ever seen. And I do agree, but I also think that this isn't the best Hearts team that we will see under this regime. Like,
No,
this is
definitely not.
it's very much still in its infancy. And I think that also that's kind of been further compounded by what we've turned off the bench in this game and kind of the backup brigade that we currently have. Ultimately, we should be looking to make what is our starting 11 the backup brigade. That's where we all want
I
the club
saw,
to be.
was it? I don't think it might have been the Football Joe podcast. We're speaking about us a few weeks ago, and a guy who's like, he's an expert on stuff like analytics within football and Jamestown stuff like that. He was like, Tony, but regardless of what Hearts do this season and whatever success they have, it'll be credited to Tony Bloom. And he was like, the Tony Bloom years haven't even started yet for Hearts.
Yeah,
This,
I know what you're on about now. Yeah,
he
yeah.
was like, this is as low as they'll go. He was like, they'll have exceptions where they'll finish fifth. He's like, but this is it. And if they do anything this season, it's years ahead of schedule. And I know that's just a guy who has no skin in the game, so he's just saying things from an objective point of view based on potential. But it just really filled me with confidence of like, oh yeah, it's almost like it doesn't matter if we don't do anything in the eyes of neutrals this season, because it's like, this is not, we've not even got started yet.
Doesn't matter if we do things in the eyes of neutrals anyway. I think it's kind of just us maybe enjoying the form that we were in, getting carried away with the start. It's very hard to, I think, particularly given how poor last season was, to kind of temper our excitement and our expectations at this early stage. And I also think the media have a role to play. I think the bookies have a role to play, given how short we've been to actually go on and win the league. We're still a shorter price than Rangers, which is just incomprehensible to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like we've lost. It's no biggie. Like,
nah, we were always going to lose games, and if to be honest,
this is nothing new. The annoyance that comes from me isn't the fact that we've even lost to Aberdeen, because I've seen Aberdeen beat Hearts countless times. I've seen us beat Aberdeen countless times. You mentioned right at the start, we'd be as well just forfeiting the games at Tynecastle and Pittodrie. It's kind of then the narrative that people try to push off. Oh well, the analytics must be shite. It's like, well, no, they can't be if it's one defeat in 13 games. To like, it's an unlucky 13 for us here, but you're just gonna forget about the previous 12 matches because we've lost one.
But it is just what people who are, because like, I know I say neutrals.
It's people that are poking fun and people don't want us to succeed. That's the bottom line.
I say neutrals in the Scottish top flight. There isn't really a thing as a neutral.
No.
Because everybody just
else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what makes our game so unique. I
think.
100%. Is you don't really have, like, you might have someday that you want to win, but only really because it will benefit your team. There's 100%. No other reason as to why I would want other teams to beat others. I want Hibs to lose every game. That's natural. Yeah. But you know what I'm getting.
But generally, it's just like what can benefit us the most. So what's going to happen is whenever we do well, it'll be, well, this isn't sustainable. And whenever we get beat, it'll be, oh, how's your algorithm going now? And look at...
the computer got a virus. Oh, it's trying to work up in the rain. Oh.
Look at Brighton. Big Brighton Twitter accounts say that this has happened for the last 8 years now. Where it's just like, whenever they get beat, it's like, oh, how's your fucking data doing now?
You mentioned Brighton. Did you see that prior to the weekend they'd played 240 matches in the Premier League and they'd won 80, drawn 80, and lost 80? Did you see
That's
that?
no, that is
Insane.
insane.
So now I think it's 81,
He
80,
won.
80.
Yeah,
But like that's if
that's
that just doesn't
crazy.
sum up like their inconsistencies and whatever. But I like when I think of when I was younger, Brighton were like a League One
Well, I was
like
going to say, to say that
promotion pushing
Brighton
team.
have
Yeah,
only lost 80 games in the Premier League out of
I know.
240.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
mad.
unthinkable. And people, Aberdeen fans, tweet Brighton accounts going, but what have Brighton actually done? And it's like,
It's like,
that? They're
yeah,
fifth the
yeah,
now.
yeah, and they're competing against six of the biggest teams in world football
Yeah,
just to even break into Europe. And your mob now that are just it's raining tenors. Like
exactly.
there's always
1
going
nil
to
up.
be new
Harvey
challenges
Barnes,
in
by the
England.
way, future Scotland international. 1 nil up against Marseille.
Get that phone dialed. I'm telling you that. Like I don't care who's got us there.
Nah,
If it's to our benefit in the World Cup, then
fuck
fucking
off,
get it,
George Hurst. I want
get it,
Harvey Barnes there.
get it fucking done. But we have a long way to go till the World Cup. Our immediate attention turns to this weekend as a trip to Fir Park awaits with Motherwell
Has
hosting
that
Hearts on.
sentence ever been said? Who cares about the World Cup? Fur Park's the priority.
I was trying to find a link, okay?
No, I
Sorry.
liked it. I like it because it's true. I don't give a fuck about the World Cup right now. I
Oh
just
no.
care about
No,
Motherwell.
this is it. This is the bread and butter's here, baby.
Yeah,
This is what it's all about. The Well take on Hibs on
it's
Tuesday
still
night,
2 0.
as we record, like we say. So hopefully, the Steelmen are leggy come Saturday. What are you thinking ahead of this one, McIver? Because the reverse fixture was absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, it was mad.
Motherwell popped us off the park, raced into a 3-goal lead at Tynecastle, before we bounced back to claim a point. Could have nicked all three. How are you feeling ahead of heading through there this weekend?
So the game kicked off literally as we were starting to record. So in the
Yes.
getting ready, I was looking at the build up, and Motherwell made 5 changes from their game against Killie at the
Wow.
weekend. So that legginess maybe isn't there because he's changed our winning team, and as of right now,
Oh,
it's
don't
another
me
winning
again.
team. So the big thing was that he didn't play a discernible striker. He's went with a front two of Maswanise and Reagan Charles Cook from the start, so not like an out and out
Interesting.
striker. However, as I said, Maswanise at halftime has come off for Hendry, so they are playing now their striker for the remaining of the first half. This is the most in depth we've ever done any analysis of the
Yeah.
opposition because they're playing right now. But
But between that and the fact that we have eventually lost,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like yeah, we'll
So
just
now we
steamroll
have
or
to
whoever
care.
now. It's like oh no,
Exactly.
this has brought us well and truly crashing back down here.
I think Motherwell are the best football team in this league.
And
I
I
think
know I know what you're getting at.
they have only lost 3 home games, I think, in like 24.
I think they've lost the most points from winning positions in the Premiership though this season,
Okay, well that is a positive.
which is
Um,
somewhat encouraging. I hope they don't piss away three here tonight.
yeah, exactly. Because I did see the stat was like Motherwell have only lost 3 games at home in the last 21, but Hibs are like the best away team in the league, so it's going to
Yeah,
be interesting. And right now, it's the right result. But
well said.
that means it's going to be 3 in 22 games as it currently stands. So they're very, very good at home. Um, I would just like to see us go back to complete basics. Just play a flat 4-4-2. I'd go Schwolo, Milne, Halkett, Finlay, Borchgrevink, Kerjota, or McEntee, whatever you want to do. Like,
Oh,
I would rather not McEntee at right mid, but I'd
but you
rather
tempted to
Kerjota.
throw McEntee and Devlin in the middle.
Yes, Kerjota, McEntee, Devlin, Kizaridis, Braga, Shankland. That's what
Yeah,
I'd have.
I'm fucking with that. Score
Um,
prediction. Because this could be anything.
I
I
don't know.
I genuinely don't say that if I didn't believe it. I think this is a really really difficult one to call at the weekend.
Motherwell, it was the 20th of September in the League Cup when, ironically, against Aberdeen, there was less than a minimum of 2 goals in a game with Motherwell. They
So
beat
the
Aberdeen
box
1
office.
0.
And
Since
then they beat
then,
them 2-1, did they not? Directly after that.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2-0.
2-0, yeah.
Since then, they've been beat 3-2, beat 2-1, 1-2-1, 1-2-0, lost 4-1, drawn 1-1, 1-3-1, and they're now 2-0 up. So there's a lot of goals in it. I'm going to go for a Tannadice special of 3-2 Hearts.
I like it. I didn't think that you'd back us to win, so
I
I'm
think we're going to bounce
encouraged.
back.
Do you think that the way that they play will benefit us then and possibly leave gaps at the back for your
Yes,
Kazaridases
I
and whoever
do.
to try and exploit?
However, I think their style of play is so good we will also concede a couple.
Fair. Okay.
What about you?
I like the logic. I'll tell
This
you what,
is,
that'd be an absolute belter if that was the case. Could you
I know.
imagine? That'd be what 11 goals in 2 games between Motherwell and Hearts this
Yeah, that would be
season,
insane.
if your scoreline's
This
correct.
is the most tactical analysis I've ever done in an opposition. It'll be fucking
I
0-0 and it'll be shite.
I was going to say, I was just thinking there as I'm building this up to high heaven. I've got two score lines in my head, and it's very much a case of the same outcome because I tipped Hearts to win at Pittodrie, so I'm not going to tip us to win here. I think it will be a draw. I think it will be a score draw, and I'm vying between one each and a Desmond 2-2. Let's go with 2-2 because you've got 3-2. I don't think that's too far away.
3-2
Um,
Hearts, by the way, is 22-1 on Bet365.
that's worth a cheeky little something, something.
No
Wee bit
match.
shrapnel left in the account. Don't
I've
mind
got
if I do.
£1.90
Oh, there you
left.
go. um, so there you have it. A win would be fantastic if we
It
could
would be a
bounce
big
back.
statement, I think.
It certainly would because we haven't seen how this team react from a defeat yet.
Yeah.
So that would be
Incoming
terrific from your
4-0
side.
loss, implosion.
It,
Can't
the
wait.
man, to one that must when you say hat trick
Yeah, exactly.
after
Elijah
netting the opening
Just.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got like
Oh,
4,500 fans going as well. So that's
incredible.
class.
Incredible. But before we go and before we head to Fir Park, we've got the end is near quiz. You have two questions that are possibly multiple choice. I'll give you the option.
Okay.
A normal question, a true or false, and of course the famous "Who am I?" or infamous "Who
Yeah.
am I?" Are you ready?
Yes.
Question number one. How many times have Aberdeen beaten Hearts since the Jambos last won at Pittodrie, this is, in the Scottish Premiership?
Can I have options?
You can. A, 8. B, 9. C, 10. D, 11.
Well, without options, I was going to say 7. So, so I'm going to go the closest one to it and be confident. 8.
You said that we'd be as well forfeiting
Ah, it's
games.
fucking the
It,
highest.
it's the highest. It's 11. 11
Jesus
times.
wept, man.
That is
It's
shocking.
probably 11 times
2016.
they've lost at Tynecastle, I know.
That,
Jesus.
that can't be far away, because
Yeah,
is it what?
probably
It's
not.
like 25 or 26 games now
I
without
think
an
it's 26 games,
away
yeah.
victor. Crazy. Question number two. Lawrence Shankland was absent for the weekend defeat to Aberdeen at Pittodrie, but how many goals has our number 9 now scored for Scotland? Again, this is
4.
possibly multiple choice, but he doesn't need it because 4 is correct. I was going to ask you how many of his Scotland goals did he score whilst at Hearts? Would you know?
Is it all of them?
No,
No,
it's
I think it's 3.
3. Yes.
He scored
His
his
first.
first when he was at United.
Correct, yes. Was it the San Marino game? I think
San
Stuart
Marino,
Findlay
aye.
also scored.
Yeah.
And he's one cap, one goal. That's
Yeah.
call it a day, Stu.
And he
I
got an
like it.
assist.
Did he?
He got the
In that
assist for
Chelsea?
Shankland's. Because his thing is one game, one a goal, one assist. He was like, there's a part of me that never wants another cap.
Shagger. What a man. What a wonderful man. Question number 3. I mentioned about Motherwell and losing points from winning positions. Despite defeat at the weekend, only one team has recovered more points from losing positions in the Scottish Premiership this season than Hearts. Who is that team? So that has recovered more points from losing
Yeah, so
positions
they've
as
been
opposed
in
to
losing positions.
yes.
Um,
It popped
who's
up on
done?
Sky. So see when you said that you watched Hearts TV's
Oh
coverage, I was
yeah, I
like, thank
didn't. Yeah,
fuck.
I don't. I'm loyal to Hearts. I just stick with him. I also just like Laurie and Rob's commentary. I think it's
That's
better.
fair enough.
Oh my God, Elijah just been brought off as well to rest his legs. Fuck's sake, we're
no.
knackered, man.
Oh, no.
Who's doing well, but not well enough that. So wait, is your point is it's not Motherwell?
No, so only one team has recovered more points from losing
Right.
positions in the Scottish Premiership this season than us. Who is it?
Rangers.
No. I get the logic though.
Yeah. My only other guess was going to be Hibs.
It's not Hibs either.
Right, who is it?
It's your boys, Falkirk.
See,
9 points.
Falkirk were the first team that came into my head because I was like, they're doing well, but they're going to concede a lot.
Yeah.
But I couldn't actually think of them conceding first a lot and
Oh, there you
then
go.
winning.
It's the mighty Bairns on 9 points. I think we were on 8.
Fair play.
So
John McGlynn, I love
there
you.
what a man. What a man. I hope he keeps them up. I really do.
I hope he gets them into fucking Europe. Never mind, keeps them up.
Yeah. Well, I can't really say that given I've talked about us not really having an affiliation to anybody. I mean, obviously now I have my.
I have an affiliation. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But number one, St Johnston.
But I mean, in our division, once it goes up, it's like Football Manager, the cooperation agreement. That'll be it. Like, same division, don't care.
I have an affiliation to John McGlynn.
Which
so that's fine.
Man's a fashion icon. I mean,
he's a hero.
What was he wearing at the weekend? Was it a Stone Island at the weekend? Or was
yeah,
it the
but it was paired with like a tie or something. Like,
fuck, what a hero, man! Just you do what you like. I love you. You've got your true or false here.
Right.
After our mental reverse fixture, Motherwell are the only Scottish Premiership team to blow a 3-goal lead twice this century. True or false?
I feel like saying false because we've probably fucking done it. You know what? False because we've probably done it.
It is false.
Yes, I get the point. That's what's important.
We haven't done it. But
Hibs?
Aberdeen have! Yes! On 2 separate occasions to Dundee in 2004-05
That's funny.
and Rangers in 2017-18 in a 4-4 draw.
Oh, the
a
Neil
5-5
Lennon
draw.
like helicopter. Airplane. No,
well, no, because that was the second 5-5 because
oh,
down,
of course, yeah.
5-2 down or something.
Yeah, something
but
like that.
What is funny is Hibs are also the only team in the league to have blown a 4-goal lead this century.
Against us?
No.
No.
Against
no, because it was oh yeah, the
6 each.
The 6
Yeah.
each game. For some reason, I was thinking Happy New Year. They went 4-0 up, but they didn't.
Happy New Year. Like it.
That's what I thought.
Now we've got the famous Who
Right.
Am I? I'm a bit worried about this one. Yeah,
God.
let's get into it.
I've been on a ridiculous. I've got the last 5. It's the
I know,
best
but
one in the
I've given you
podcast.
fucking good ones.
However, Hearts had their first loss of the season, so I feel like I can see where
all good
this
things
is
come to
going.
an end, McIver.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go. I have played in both South America and Europe, previously plying my trade in Italy, Chile, Spain, Portugal, Brazil, Cyprus, and of course, Scotland. I only played a handful of times for the Jambos, but my time at the club was pretty memorable, albeit not for long. You could probably argue that I scored one of the best Hearts goals since the turn of the century. I represented my country at a World Cup, but was once caught in a hotel with the wife of my national team's captain, allegedly, although it was on his Wikipedia. I became a pundit after I retired, but was sent off in the Men in Maroon's last victory at Pittodrie on a Sunday afternoon. Who am I?
Jesus, I've no idea. What maverick is this that played for us?
I'm getting this man's Wikipedia up.
Right, I need to know his nationality. Because, Jesus, what is this, man? Right, what nationality is he?
This man, Daniel McIver, is Chilean.
Is it just the obvious one? Is it the obvious?
What do you mean?
Is it
obvious?
the obvious player?
Talk to me. Tell me your thinking.
Is it Mauricio Pinilla? Was it him or Velichka that scored the goal at Pittodrie? That's like the best goal I've ever seen. And that could have been on a Sunday.
You mean you could probably argue that I scored one of the best Hearts goals since the turn of the
Exactly,
century,
that's
that
what I
one?
mean. My second question is this man's initials MP? Oh, fuck.
He's not a member of parliament. I'll take that for free.
That's top class. Take back everything I've said this episode. That's what you're all here for, ladies and gentlemen. That is excellent. Oh, you can what? I can't think of anybody else. And I like the idea that if I keep this streak going by not even using another question.
Oh,
so
okay.
my guess is going to be Maurizio Pinilla. Is that what his fucking name was?
Mauricio Pinilla.
Mauricio
Daniel
Pinilla.
McIver, you've opted not to use your second question.
And I was right not to do so. I can tell by the tone of your voice, it's 6 in a row.
And you were right not to do so. Mauricio Pinilla, it is. What a shagger.
What an absolute fucking hero. I always thought Velichka was also South American, but he wasn't. He was Lithuanian. That's just the name. It sounds more like it could be like Chilean.
Did you know that he's won the Copa America twice, Mauricio?
No.
With Chile. Yeah,
Was he is that just Alexis Sanchez and his mates?
No idea. 2015, 2016? Possibly.
That sounds like Alexis Sanchez and his friends, doesn't it?
So I kind of wanted to say that he'd won an international trophy, but then I thought you might go down that line. I thought you might ask, like, I don't know, like the nationality. I thought, oh shit, I'm maybe up against.
How many other Chileans
have we had?
That was also good?
But yeah, just mental. What a man.
What a hero,
I mean,
man.
His clubs are.
I cannot believe that's how many places he's played in.
Mate, honest to God, his Wikipedia is literally a Bible. Like, I do these career paths for Flashscore. He would be a fucking corker. Listen to this. Universidad de Chile, Inter Milan, Chievo Verona on loan, Celta Vigo on loan, Sporting Lisbon, Racing Santander on loan, Hearts on loan, Universidad de Chile on loan, Hearts on a permanent basis, Vasco da Gama, Apollon Limassol, Grosseto, Palermo, Cagliari on loan, Cagliari on a permanent deal, Genoa, Atalanta on loan, Atalanta on a permanent deal, Genoa, Universidad de Chile again, and Coquimbo Unido.
Do you think him and Lafferty and Dybala all played together at Palermo?
2010 to 2012.
Oh, he might have played with Dybala.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 different moves, be that permanent or loans. What a hero. Please
I have some huge news.
Oh,
Dybala was his replacement at Palermo.
No way.
Dybala signed in 2012.
I should have done more research on that.
Oh
that's
my
so
God. We got Paulo Dybala, the new Sergio Aguero. Wow. Dybala's 33 next year. That is insane.
We're old, mate.
We are old. But wow.
What's Pinilla? He's 41. Jesus.
Wow.
When did he play for us? 2007, 8, 2007.
That goal is like embedded in my head, man. I don't think I'll ever see a better Hearts goal than that.
And he got sent off in that very game. That was the last time we won at Pittodrie on a Sunday afternoon. Rather.
That is crazy.
I heard that on Scars Around the Funnel, so I thought, oh, he's got to be the who am I this week?
Wow.
Absolute belter. What a goal. What a man. What a headband. And what a time to be alive.
Let us know if you managed to get Pinilla. And let us know if you have enjoyed this episode. A bit of a different tone this week compared to most episodes of the season so far, but you need the rough with the smooth. So don't worry. We'll be back next week to discuss the inevitable massive conquering of Motherwell at Fir Park that is surely going to happen.
Come on, Hearts.
We'll see. But if you have enjoyed this episode, please let us know on your podcast platform of choice. It massively helps us out if you leave us a review. Thank you so much to everyone who has. If you've been watching us on YouTube, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Perth to Paisley on all the socials. perthtopaisley@gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can find me on all the socials, slagging off back threes and playing the best goals of the 2006-7 season on loop. at Kendo's column.
We'll be back next week to discuss all the fallout from the Motherwell game and anything else that happens between now and then. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.